Question of trust.
A question of trust. So from the beginning, you would find out that it is a kind of a topic and the kind of a discussion which we also started uh, with nothing but the summary of it. But let me discuss each part of the story. The, the story begins with what? Introduction of Horace Danby, isn't it? It begins with what? Horace Danby and his introduction, right? So, and how it is discussed? It is discussed that Horace Danby is portrayed as a middle-aged, unmarried man who appears to be a good and honest citizen. So, if you talk about Horace Danby, who is Horace Danby? Now, means Horace Danby is nothing but a middle-aged, 50 years old, unmarried man who appears to be a good and honest citizen. That is the first thing. Second thing is called as he suffers from hay fever. Right. What do you mean by hay fever?
Hay fever means high fever.
Sorry?
High fever.
Hay fever means high fever.
What is this?
What kind of a disease? It is an allergy. Okay. So you must have seen that. Now, allergy means what? Like uh, uh, it's also known as a allergy. So that is called as a rhinitis. It is also called as a allergic of rhinitis. Rhinitis. Right. It is an allergic reaction that primarily affects the nose and eyes. Right. And it's characterized by symptoms such as sneezing, runny or stuffy nose, itchy or watery eyes, and an itchy throat. Means गला दुखना, नाक से छींक बहुत जोर का होना, and also आंख से पानी आना. So this kind of a symptoms are known as a hay fever, and it is typically controlled by allergens such as pollen from trees, grasses, and also you can talk about weeds as well as mold spores and pet danders. So अगर देखा जाए तो it can cause the immune system overreact. मतलब आपका जो immune system है वो बहुत मात्रा में react करता रहता है, right? So and ये commonly associated होता है किसमें? ना fever में, hay fever. इसीलिए उसको कहा जाता है hay fever. Hay का मतलब भी ये होता है कि careless और usual, right? So not unique. तो उस हिसाब से अगर देखा जाए, when you talk about the introduction to Horace Danby, so we find out Horace Danby is portrayed as a middle-aged, 50 years old, unmarried man who appears to be a good and honest citizen. Second thing is called as he suffers from hay fever, but it is hay fever, but it's otherwise content with his life as a Lakshmi. So Lakshmith का मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by Lakshmith?
Lakshmith.
What is the meaning of Lakshmith? It means called as a means somebody who cracking the means who is means a person who is a professional, skilled, right? Skilled and professional means who specializes in working with the locks and keys, right? उसी को हम कहते हैं locksmiths. And generally locksmiths are do what? Trained to install, repair, and you can say adjust various types of locks, as well as create and duplicate keys, right? So they play a crucial role in providing security solutions for homes, business, and vehicles. So here you would find out means Horace Danby was a professional into that, right? So and so he was nothing but a safe cracker, right? And who owns a small business with the two assistants. So he have his business also, and in that business he also need have also two assistants, right? Second thing is called as a means this is something called as a positive side of Horace Danby. Now the negative side is what? Horace is a criminal also. So, and he has a criminal history. Do you get the point? Horace, criminal history. Am I clear?
sir.
So, Horace criminal history. So, what is that? Now, it is revealed that Horace had previously, you can say, served. Horace had previously served time in prison for his love of rare and expensive books. So, because of the rare and expensive books, what he does now means he was also jailed, right? And to keep his or sustain his book buying habit, तो उनका एक habit भी है कि means वो expensive और rare book को buy करते हैं. He has been rubbing safes once in a year and carefully planning each each haste matlab each money means how to steal the money, right or not, or how to means execute the robbery. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So the next thing is called as what? Preparation. The next thing is called as, so you find out the positive side, then you find out the negative side. Now you find out that means the future. The future is called as he plans for a new robbery, right? So Horace has been doing what? Horace has been studying a house which is named as a Shotover Grange. So, and how many days he has been studying for that house? Now he has studying for at least 2 weeks, preparing for its next step, right? So चोरी करने के दिमाग से वो क्या कर रहा है ना, यहाँ पे प्लान कर रहा है कि वो शॉर्ट ओवर ग्रेंज को कैसे लूटे, right? So he plans to steal what? He plans to steal jewel worth about 15,000 francs to fund his book purchases. कितने रुपीस यहाँ पे पॉइंट आउट किया गया है? कितना पाउंड कहा गया है? 15,000.
5,000.
Sorry?
5,000, sir.
Okay.
Then 15,000.
Ah,
15,000, sir.
and then why do you say that 5,000? Okay. Is it saying 15,000 or 5,000?
Sir, 15,000.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Coming to the next. So what do you find out? He plans to steal jewels worth rupees of 15,000 pound to fund his book purchases. तो ये जो 15,000 पाउंड वो चोरी करेगा और ज्वेलरी का जो कॉस्ट है और जो चोरी करेगा ज्वेलरी ओवर मीन्स समथिंग कॉल्ड एज 15,000, तो किस लिए कर रहा है वो चोरी ना? बिकॉज ऑफ फंडिंग टू हिज बुक परचेसेस, राइट? तो ये उसका प्लान था. द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज कॉल्ड एज द प्लान हैज टू एग्जीक्यूट. सो एंट्रेंस टू द हाउस, होरस did what? Now, the next idea called as Horace sneaks into the house after the servants have gone to the movies, and using a key, he had observed the housekeeper hanging outside. तो उसने जो प्लान किया था और उस प्लान के हिसाब से वो सब कुछ मार्क कर रहा है. तो कहाँ पे वो सर्वेंट जा रहे हैं और कहाँ पे वो घर के जो की है वो कहाँ पे डाला जा रहा है, वो सब कुछ. Then you find out that what means वो घर के अंदर घुसा, right? Hay fever distraction. Hay fever distraction मतलब यहाँ पे once he went inside the house, Horace is distracted. Distracted मतलब means a bouquet of flowers was kept in a somewhere which made him distraction and which controls his hay fever and a series of sneezes. मतलब कुछ फ्लावर्स के प्लांट लगे हुए थे जिसके वजह से होरस को क्या होने लगा? स्नीजिंग होने लगा, सीरीज ऑफ स्नीजिंग जिसको कहा जा रहा है हे फीवर, राइट? तो मीन्स जिसके वजह से होरस यहाँ पे डिस्ट्रैक्टेड हो गया। अनएक्सपेक्टेड एनकाउंटर, सो सडनली मीन्स उसी टाइम पे उसके घर में मीन्स उसको लगा था कि घर में कोई नहीं है, राइट। जो दो सर्वेंट थे वो मूवी देखने गए, लेकिन इमीडिएटली उसके सामने एक ओमन आ गई, और ओमन whom means who he thinks that the owner of the house, right, suddenly appears and questions Horus about the element. Element means the kind of a disease. Element का मतलब क्या होता है कि वो छींक क्यों रहा है इतना, right? Horus को वो लड़की पूछ रही है, right? Horus initially lies about having hay fever, but the woman in a calm and firm manner engages him in conversation. So यहाँ पे वो जो लड़की थी घर में, so वो मीन्स होरस डैनबी को के साथ जो डिस्कशन शुरू हुआ, वो डिस्कशन शुरू हुआ ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द स्नीजिंग और है फीवर को लेकर। लेकिन उसके बाद मीन्स it was somehow called as engaging or engaging conversation. So next is called as negotiation and pleading. So अगर देखा जाए negotiation and pleading का मतलब क्या होता है कि मीन्स बार्गेनिंग करना और रिक्वेस्ट करना। सो इफ यू ऑब्जर्व दैट, यहाँ पे क्या हुआ ना, द ओमन इंट्रीग्यूड rather than frightened, इंट्रीग्यूड rather than frightened मतलब यहाँ पे ये जो लड़की थी वो होरस डैनबे को देख के डरी नहीं, भले ही उसको पता है कि होरस डैनबे चोरी करने आया है। सो जनरली जब भी आप चोर को देखते हो तो आप खुद डर जाते हो। सो एंड मीन्स यहाँ पे तो वो एक लड़की थी। सो द ओमन इंट्रीग्यूड rather than means frightened questions Horus about his intention. So even वो बहुत करेजियस के साथ होरस को पूछ रही है कि उसका इंटेंशन क्या है। So Horus tried to convince her to let him go, promising not to commit such crimes again, but she remains doubtful. तो यहाँ पे देखा जाए तो मीन्स होरस डैनबी मीन्स जब रियलाइज करते हैं कि वो पकड़े गए हैं, राइट, और यहाँ पे जो ओमन है वो घर के ओनर का वाइफ है, राइट, तो वो इमीडिएटली स्टार्टिंग बेगिंग and also convincing the woman that what means allow him to means leave the place, and he also pointed that he would not do the same thing, he would not do such kind of a thing again and again. So फिर भी यहाँ पे क्या हुआ ना, the woman seemed like a doubtful, that's so means woman यहाँ पे अच्छे means होरस डैनबी को छोड़ने वाला नहीं था। So next is called as a what, तो यहाँ पे ओमन यहाँ एक रिक्वेस्ट करता है होरस डैनबी को, व्हाट इज दैट रिक्वेस्ट, एंड जिस रिक्वेस्ट और यू कैन से इट इज अ कंडीशन, है कि नहीं, it is a request or it's a condition. So क्या, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So what is that means what is that request or convince condition? ना यहाँ पे ये request होता है और condition होता है कि the woman finally agrees to allow Horus go, but with a condition that कि वो होरस हेल्प करे। किसको हेल्प करेगा ना, मीन्स ओमन को हेल्प करेगा किस चीज में ना, टू रिट्राइव हर ज्वेल्स फ्रॉम द सेफ। तो उसका जो ज्वेलरी है उसको रिट्राइव करने में हेल्प करेगा, राइट। रिट्राइव मतलब मीन्स इसका मतलब ये है कि मीन्स वो जो सेफ था उस सेफ को वो मीन्स खोल देगा, और उसमें जो ज्वेलरी है वो सारा ज्वेलरी किसको देगा, दो ओमन को, मीन्स वो जो लड़की को देगा। मतलब वो होरस डैनबी का इतना ही काम है, इसको उस वो जो सेफ है उसको ओपन करना है। So Horus assistant, so it is something called as the woman needs the help of the Horus. Horus agrees to open the safe for the woman and using his skills. अजय लक्ष्मित हमें पता है कि होरस एक अच्छा खासा प्रोफेशनल मीन्स लक्ष्मित है। लक्ष्मित है मतलब वो लक एंड कीज को अच्छे से जानता है और अच्छे से खोल भी सकता है। हाँ, so now finally what happened means उसने सेफ खोल दिया एंड ओमेन को मीन्स woman भी उसको छोड़ दिया, right? After that, what happened? Horus was arrested. Why Horus was arrested? So after keeping his promise and return, after keeping his promise and returning the jewels, right? Horus is arrested for the jewel robbery at Shotover Grange. Now, इसका मतलब क्या है कि उसने चोरी किया था क्या? नहीं, उसने कुछ चोरी नहीं किया था. Horace Danby has not done any means or not taken anything from that house, right? फिर भी उसको अरेस्ट किया गया on the name of what? Jewel robbery at Shotover Grange, right? So his fingerprints on the basis of what? ना किस evidence के base पे? ना उसका fingerprints. So that left behind when he opened the safe without gloves. So become crucial evidence against him. The owner's wife denies his story. So means owner का जो wife था वो यहाँ पे मना कर रही है, leading to his conviction, right? So and finally क्या हुआ? जो means ओनर की वाइफ थी, राइट? सो वो एंड ये जो लड़की है दोनों डिफरेंट है, राइट? कैसे पता चला? क्योंकि वो जो लड़की थी उसने मीन्स इस चोर का हेल्प लेके सारा ज्वेलरी निकाल दिया सेफ से, एंड देन आफ्टर मीन्स यहाँ पे वो भी मीन्स वो भी चला गया, एंड एज वेल एज मीन्स होरेस डैनबी फंस गया, right? कैसे? Because he did the crime without wearing the gloves, right? So finally होरस का जो fate क्या है? होरस का luck क्या है? Now Horace Danby is ultimately considered as guilty. चोर के हिसाब से उसको consider किया गया, and he was imprisoned and becomes the assistant librarian in the prison. So prison में वो assistant librarian के हिसाब से काम करने लगा, right? So he reflects on the clever young lady. So जब भी वो किताब लेके बैठता है और पढ़ता रहता है, वो सोचता रहता है उस यंग लेडी के बारे में, जो यंग लेडी उसके साथ क्या किया ना, tricked him and fills him that what means fills him that anger. Why fills him anger? Now because means he could not believe the kind of a people, right, who belong to the same group but makes nothing but a cheats. तो यहाँ पे मीन्स वो जो ओमेन थी वो एक चोरनी थी, राइट? वो भी चोरी के वजह से उस घर को उस घर में थी, राइट? लेकिन यहाँ पे क्या हुआ, वो इसके सपोर्ट लेके चोरी कर लिए एंड इसको फंसा दिए. सो नाउ होरेस डैनबी वाज कंप्लीटली फूल्ड. तो ये एक लाइफ स्टोरी है होरेस डैनबी के ऊपर, जो कि लक्ष्मी थे. हाँ?
The real story.
No, means I'm talking about it is a life story of Horace Danby, that how being a locksmith with a secret life as a skilled safe cracker, right? Who plans to steal valuable jewels from Shotover Grange during his plan or haste, he is unexpectedly met by owner's wife. Though conversation, she convinced him to help her retrieve the jewels instead of robbing her. After Horace Danby assisted the lady, the thief or Horace Danby was arrested and convicted of the robbery due to his what? Due to his fingerprints left at the scene. And Horace ends up his life in prison and reflecting on the irony of his situation. Irony of his situation is what? And the woman who outwitted him or called as a made him fool. The story challenges the idea of honor among thieves and give a clear picture the consequences of criminal action or wrongdoers or wrong things happen, right? That is what the whole story is. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt you would like to ask, please to ask.
No, sir.
No doubt. Shall I ask you some questions out of this?
Sir, subjective या objective?
I'll give you some questions on this, and you try to do them. Just a minute.